So on my continuing journey to learn more about the Polish language, one of my viewers asked me to watch this video. I thought the title seemed quite interesting and thought I'll give it a go. It says, "These 10 Polish expressions killed me." So I know that for people not from Poland, the Polish language can be quite intimidating, can be challenging to learn. So I'm interested to know what these expressions are. If you're from Poland, tell me what you think about these. Tell me, being Polish, is there any Polish expressions that are difficult to say for you or that you think are interesting? Let's check this out.
Hello and welcome to Love My Poland. You know, today I've got a special episode for you. I want to share with you today 10 words and expressions that really gave me fits over my first years living in Poland. You know, when I started to be able to translate a few words and expressions, these are things I heard that I was sure I had it down, I translated it right, and boy was I wrong. I was so wrong. It really took me several years to get these expressions understood well in my mind. I thought of all the 56 episodes I've made so far, this is probably going to be one of the most practical and useful ones for those that are learning Polish right now. And before we go any further, I'd like to also give a special shout out and a thanks to two of my new friends that I met over the weekend in Łódź. Mr. John Pekus and his lovely friend Julieta gave me this beautiful shirt. Traveled up to Łódź to meet them. It's from the Polish consulate in Las Vegas, Nevada. Look at that, consulate of the Republic of Poland. And on the back, very nicely done here, Polska w Nevadzie. Did not know that there was a consulate in Las Vegas, but I cannot wait to go there and meet that. So thank you, John and Julieta, for the lovely gift. I love this t-shirt. Thank you very much. The 10 words are coming up right after this. So number 10 on the list is the word siema. Siema. I heard it very often.
So yeah, that one I already learned on the first video, so that one I actually know, siema. And yeah, interested to see what he's got to say about this one.
Siema. I heard it very often, especially with young people. I thought, what are they saying, siema? Well, siema is a short word for jak się masz, how are you doing? It's a kind of a slang way of saying that, and
jak się masz.
I have to admit, it took me a long time to put that together. Siema and jak się masz. So when you hear siema, it's a nice informal way of saying, what's up, how are you?
Yeah, so I did learn siema on the previous video, and I also learned jak się masz. But I didn't know they were related, and that was a shortened version. Learning that, it definitely obviously makes sense.
Number 9 is a funny one. Lecę. I'm flying. I remember
Lecę. Ja lecę.
being at a wedding party, and a guy had to leave the wedding, and he said, oh, it's 2 in the morning, lecę. And I looked at him, I said, you've been drinking. Where are you flying to? You're flying somewhere right now? No, Russell, lecę. Like, I'm out of here. I got to go. So, lecę, I'm flying, means I'm out of here. I'm going. Don't get confused with that one.
Lecę. So yeah, what I like about these is it's expressions that can have several meanings. I think whenever you're learning a different language, there's always these obstacles come up against things you don't understand when the local people say it. But this has given me a good understanding already, actually.
Number 8 is one that I hear in my own family very often, and I hear it everywhere in Poland, and it's o rany.
O rany.
O rany. You hear this one quite often, and when you translate it literally, it comes to oh, the wounds. Like a wound, like you've been injured. Oh, rany, oh, wounds. I did a little research on it, and it actually comes from an expression meaning the wounds of Christ. So when Christ died on the cross, the 6 wounds, and they kind of use that now to say kind of, oh my goodness. So if you hear oh rany, it's like saying oh gosh or oh goodness.
O rany. One thing I like about Polish is the pronunciation of the letter R. I think it's very similar to how we pronounce it in Scotland. So it's very satisfying to say that letter in Polish.
Number 7 is one that really killed me. And today my mind still wants to go to understanding it the wrong way. And it's o.
O.
When you hear a Polish person say oh, it doesn't mean oh, like you would hear in English, like I have an idea or something's coming. A great example, I was helping a friend organize a birthday party. And I had the balloons. My task was to hang the balloons on the wall. And I had it just in the right spot. And my friend said, oh. And so I took the balloons off the wall. And I looked at her. What? No, what are you doing? Why'd you take the balloons off the wall? You said, oh. I thought you had a completely different idea. No. In Polish, when someone says, oh, it means that's right. Put it right there. Leave it just where it is. Confused me so badly. So oh in English, like, oh my gosh, I've got an idea. And oh in Polish, 2 completely different ways of saying oh.
Tell me if you use that one.
Number 6 on the list, No coś ty.
No shoshte. No shoshte. Oh, come on. What are you talking about? No shoshte.
No coś ty. Literally
No
translated
coś ty.
to, well, something you. That one gave me real struggles. No coś ty in Polish would be something like, are you kidding? What are you talking about? Really? Something to that extent. So if you tell somebody something they don't understand, they'll say, no coś ty. Come
No
on,
coś
what are you talking about? That's what they really mean. So don't try to overthink that one too much. No coś ty. Come on. Number 5, śmiało. Śmiało.
Shmelo. 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 Wait, let me hear that one again actually.
Come on. Number 5, śmiało.
Shmeo. Shmeo.
Śmiało. I'll never
Śmiało.
forget this one. It was years ago. I was in Polsk meeting a friend and I was trying to back out his large SUV from this narrow driveway. And I was going back, and he said, śmiało, śmiało. Now, I know the word śmiały, which means bold or be brave. But śmiało? Boldly? Bravely? What are you talking about? So I stopped the car. He said, keep going, śmiało.
Śmiało.
I had no idea he
Śmiało.
meant just go. Be bold, be brave, just
Śmiało.
go. So if you hear śmiało, it means go ahead, keep going.
Nice.
Number 4 on the list, ifru. Ifru.
Ifru. Ifru. Vroom, he's off. Ifru.
This one's impossible to translate, but it would be like in English saying vroom or froom. A good example, my son was on a go-kart in Bełchatów not long ago, and my wife was talking to my sister-in-law and explaining that Jordan got on that go-kart, and just like that, ifru, he was gone. Round the track
Ifru.
he went, top speed, so you'll hear that a lot. Ifru means vroom or froom.
Ifru.
Number 3, nie ma mowy.
Nima move. Nima move. No way. Forget about it. Nima move.
Nie ma mowy. Nie ma mowy is kind of the Polish way of saying there's no way. It really literally translates to there's no talk of it. No way it's going to happen. You know,
Nie
I
ma
overkill
mowy.
the Beach Boys. I love Jan and Dean, the Beach Boys, and music from the 60s, and I just kill it and I say, hey, let's play the Beach Boys on our way to the mountains or something. And my wife looks at me, nie ma mowy. There's no way. Forget about it. It's not happening. So nie ma mowy means no way.
I actually like a lot of these because the expression in English are these are all the sort of things I would probably say. Like, no way. Nima move.
Number 2 on the list is one that also gave me a bit of a headache back in the day when someone first said to me, szerokie drogi.
Szerokie drogie. Szerokie drogie. Szerokie drogie. Have a nice trip during road travel. Szerokie drogie.
Szerokie drogi. My mind quickly translated that. Okay, widely, roads, widely. They're wishing me wide roads, that I would have a wider perspective. What's going on here? Couldn't figure it out. Szerokie drogi is simply the Polish way of saying, have a nice trip, have a safe trip, good travels. But the translation, give you fits. Szerokie drogi.
Szerokie drogie.
Number 1 on the list, my favorite one is ole to, which literally
Ole to. To hell with it. Ole to.
translates to oilet. Ole to in Polish means
Ole
forget
to.
about it, to hell with it, don't worry about it. I'll never
Ole
forget, I
to.
went to the driver's license office with a friend, and this driver's license person was so terrible, so horrible. They were rude. One of the rudest encounters I've had in the country. My friend looked at me after we walked out and said, Russ, ole
Ole
to,
to.
don't worry about it. They're probably unhappy in their job, never mind. So ole to, oilet, forget about it, to hell with it, a great expression. So thank you for watching today. I hope someone out there finds this useful and informative. It took me years to really understand these 10, and I'm a pretty intelligent guy, but again, you kind of have to learn. My advice is with Polish, learn the expression for what it is. Don't overthink it. Just say, okay, this means this, and just leave it.
So that's actually very interesting. Again, like as I said, a lot of those terms in English, it's not like parts of like main parts of sentences and stuff like that. It's all little terms that you use here and there during conversation, more casual conversation. These are all things I would say the equivalent when I'm speaking in English. So it's really cool to know the Polish version and interesting to know the background of how they've got different meanings that might be hard to understand to people just learning Polish. So for me, I'm going to learn these very interesting pieces of the Polish language. Tell me if you use all of these, and tell me if there's any other interesting expressions like these as well. Thanks.